Welcome to Oddball. I'm Charlotte Wilder. That's Amin Elhassan. Amin, today we are showing our beautiful audience another portion of our interview with our good friend, Tom Haberstroh. This was fun because we talked to Tom about some rule changes that Adam Silver might want to consider when it comes to ruling the NBA. Check it out.
I'm very hungry right now, but before I can eat, I've got to introduce my good friend Tom Haberstroh, who joins us here from Yahoo Sports, from the Finder Substack, and of course, he is a television analyst for the Portland Trailblazers. Tom, I tasked you with coming up with some rules changes you'd like to see, not ones that are on the horizon. We're hypothetical people. We like to live beyond the curve and try to push the limits of the game. You know, Charlotte, years and years ago, Tom wrote a story that he said we need a 4-point line, and B, he probably the most important story Tom has ever written, which is Steph Curry doesn't shoot enough threes. Do you remember that one, Tom?
Yeah. I think I demanded that Steph Curry take 10 3-pointers in a game, and people thought I was bonkers. Like, no. I was off my rocker that I would ever ask for a shooter to shoot 10 times in a game, and now everybody averages 10.
That's crazy.
When Tom wrote this was 2014, Tom?
Yeah, right around there. Yep.
So Curry was averaging about 7 or 8 attempts a game. And then within 2 years of writing that, it went to 11, 10, 9.8, 11.7, 9.8. And then the last 4 years, 12.7, 11.7, 11.4, 11.8.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
Tom,
you're welcome.
Thank you for Steph's career.
So yes, exactly. It is all thanks to Tom Haberstroh. But it does illustrate this thing that, like, what I like about Tom is sometimes he thinks about things in a way that just sounds patently preposterous. And then within time, it's like, no, that's kind of like the norm right now. And then sometimes he's way off base, like the 4-point line, which will never happen. But Tom,
rock and jock.
The big three use it, so that there is a precedent now for it being used. All right, so Tom, let's start with something that'll make Charlotte feel nice and warm on the inside.
Oh no.
Payton Pritchard rule. Want to hear it?
Yes.
The Payton Pritchard rule says you do not get counted for a missed shot when you take a heave at the end of quarters.
Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. Although part of what I love about Pritchard taking those heaves is that Joe Mazzulla can then have the narrative like Pritchard is so selfless that he doesn't care about messing up his stats. So, but I think more like we need more of those. And if guys are scared to take them because they don't want to mess up their 3-point average, then yes, absolutely. What's more fun than a buzzer beater?
It's funny, Charlotte, to that point, and Tom, even when it's the road team, the arena always reacts, like when they see that full court heave either go in or go out. And so there's nothing less climactic than watching a guy get the ball on the inbound, wait for the clock, and then he kind of just throws a bullshit one afterward. Tom, I don't know if you know this. The buzzer beater half-court heave that Pritchard hit in Game 5 in the clinching game of the NBA Finals, literally right before, when he checks in, he starts stretching as Luka Doncic is at the free throw line. Charlotte turns to me and says, he's going to hit this shot right here. It's going to go to Pritchard, and Pritchard's going to hit this shot. And it literally happened exactly as she said it.
I flipped out. I felt really good about myself.
She also had a hot dog in her hand when she said all this.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, also very smart because hot dogs are delicious.
Thank you.
I think with the Payton Pritchard rule, the main thing is we want to encourage heaves because heaves are awesome.
Yeah,
they're trick shots. It reminds me that like there is precedent for this in the game of basketball. If you miss a shot, the NBA will not count it as a missed shot when you get fouled.
Yes,
it will only count if you make the and one. Yep. So we already know that they could do this because fouled shots are not considered missed shots. And if it goes in, it counts to your record. So take that rule, the and one rule, and apply it to heaves, and we're done. Everyone's taking heaves. Kids are happy. I'm happy. And the players are happy because right now we need more heaves, not fewer.
Yep.
All right, Charlotte,
love it.
You're on board with this?
Yes.
Okay. So, and totally. Tom suggested, so I'm on board too. All right. So 3 for 3 on that one. All right, cool. Next one we have here is get rid of corner threes. And there are 2 options here, Tom.
Before you go on, this is something that, I mean, I almost turned to you and was like, how logistically would you get rid of the corner three? Because if you extend it it just out so that the 3-point line ends in a sharp angle at the sideline.
The sideline, yep.
Then how do you...
Ballerinas can take 3-pointers from the corner on their tippy toes, by the way. That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the solution? How do you deal with that?
I think you extend the 3-point line all the way out and maybe have it like a 90-degree angle, just so that it's not like a pizza slice out of bounds. It's actually like you can fit your 2 feet in there. But I do think that if we eliminate the corner three, that might seem drastic to people based on the dimensions of the game. What if we had a 3-second rule in the corner? You can only be in the corner for 3 seconds or else it's a violation. So we already have this rule in the paint that you can't...
They can't even keep track of that one, though. Yeah. You want to give them 2 more spots to keep track of?
We have this thing called Hawkeye in the NBA now. We broke it on Basketball Illuminati, that Hawkeye technology that exists for tennis, and in soccer, the VAR technology. We can do this where I think it would be funny if there was like a Bozo the Clown sound when it happens, is that if you're standing in the corner for 3 seconds, you get just like, or just some funny sound, because we now have the technology where we can automate 3-second violations, defensive 3 seconds, offense 3 in the key, but corner 3, you would be in violation if you're just parked in the corner. And I think that's a cheat code already, is like defensive specialists should have a role offensively other than just camped out as far away from the paint as possible. And of course, bearing the lead, corner 3-pointers are 22 feet and 9 inches. And the rest of the 3-pointers are 23. Sorry, it's 23 feet and 9 inches, normal 3-pointers, and the corner 3-pointers 22 feet. So that's an insane advantage to be in the corner, and we need to legislate that out.
I like this. I also think that in order to do it, you should add 2 rectangles of paint, like 2 mini paints, to show where that corner or a square in that corner. So it's like, you know exactly where you can and can't be for 3 seconds.
Charlotte, you like the 3-second timer, the 3-second rule in the corners.
No, I think I was just sort of riffing. I think I like the idea of extending. I think I like the idea of extending it, and I think to keep it interesting, we gotta keep that pizza. We gotta keep it as a sharp. I don't want it interesting at all.
I want, if you stand there, you can stand there for spacing purposes. It's only going to get you the same amount of points as anywhere else on the floor, because that's the only way we're going to like bring some of these offenses back into reality. At this point, it's too much to ask a defense to stop these great players, not be able to touch them. Also, the closeout I have to do is all the way over there to someone who's shooting what is in essence a mid-range jumper. I'm all for extending out. Don't give me even a pizza slice. Just extend it out it's just 23-9 from this sideline to that sideline. As far as the timers go, I say again, get the 3 points, 3 seconds in the key, right? And then we could talk about 3-pointers.
Okay.
So I'm going to say yes to the corners not existing. And as far as just the timer, Tom, you're on your own on that one. What else do we have? This one's interesting because this one is, I would say the one that probably has the most momentum on the internet, which is banning the charge. Tom, explain what banning the charge is.
I hate when a Kyle Lowry or a Jalen Brunson come out of nowhere and stand there as a human crash test dummy and get kneed in the face or kneed in the nether regions, right? And they fall to the ground. It's causing injuries. I don't want to see players get injured because they get their legs taken out. It is an extremely dangerous play. B, it's not a basketball play. There's not a coach in the world who is like, hey, play good defense by throwing your body in front of that defender and try to draw a whistle. Like, the point of violations or foul calls is to prevent, overly physical play. And I don't think we should be incentivizing players to create penalty situations like that. I think it's dangerous. I think it's stupid. And I also think that if you want to draw a charge, you can only draw a charge on the guy you're guarding. It can't be I'm flying in from the parking lot, jumping into the lane, and then taking a charge. It's a dangerous play. And the third reason why we got to get rid of it is because dunks are awesome. We should incentivize high-flying plays. And if we have charges, you're disincentivizing players from going into the lane and dunking on people because they don't want to be called for an offensive foul.
To be clear, when we talk about charges, we're not talking about like someone pushing off. We're not talking about banning offensive fouls. We're saying the practice of guy dribbling, other guy says, I shall take the abuse. I shall stand in your way. That being a defensive procedure. I'm all for it, Charlotte. What about you?
Yes, I'm all for it. I think that it's a very, people can point to it and be like, oh, he's a gritty player because he's selfless because he throws his body in front of this player. But when you think about it, it's like, first of all, the sport of basketball was designed not to be violent. It was designed to be the opposite of football, basically. And so you're saying, here's a football play, which is just put your body on the line. And it doesn't have anything to do with ability. It's more like, are you like psycho enough to put yourself in front of like a barreling LeBron James, right? And it's easy to be like, oh, look how tough they are. But when you start breaking it down, you're like, wait, what? Why is this there?
Can I suggest a small kind of variation of the ban the charge? Sure. Which is that players should not be able to foul out on a charge. Like you'll get the turnover, but like it won't count towards your sixth foul. It could even count towards your earlier fouls, but your sixth foul cannot be a charge. It'll just be a turnover. Give the other team the ball. Because again, you know what? I don't want to see. Yeah.
No, you're not going far enough. I think another rule change should be no fouling out. You should be allowed to keep fouling at 6 foul, 7 foul, 8 foul, because the penalty's already built in. The other team is going to take 2 free throws, and that's the penalty. We don't need to see the best players in the game like Luka or Amin has already thrown out the name of Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't want to see his backup in the game. I want to see Jaren Jackson Jr.
I don't want to see Jaren Jackson with 12 fouls. That's just me.
Yeah. Tom,
he's going to lose the game.
You have me ban the charge, and then you know what? We should do this again. We got to wrap up, but let's do
one more. One more quick one. Maybe this one will win you over, Charlotte.
Okay.
Elam ending / target score to end games. Explain that one.
Absolutely not. Why?
We threw the baby out with the bathwater when the NBA did the All-Star Elam ending. It was amazing the first year. It was fantastic. It was great in Chicago. It was electric. The building was electric. And then the ratings tanked, and the NBA got rid of the Elam ending. We need to bring it back, because I tell you what, the replays and the fouling in late games to extend the game is not basketball. It's not basketball. Every game should end on a game-winning shot. You love buzzer beaters. You like game-winning shots. Every single game would have a game-winning shot in Elam ending. We need that back. We should not throw the baby out with the backwater. That's disgusting. What is that? Like in the shower, the backwater?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love this. Okay, you got me. You won me over, but I would need to know when that started. Is that the last 2 minutes is an Elam ending?
Yeah, the Elam ending is a target score. I should have said this at the top.
You mean
it's a target score?
You mean like the whole scoring of the whole game?
It's in the fourth quarter. I'm okay with having it a certain portion of the fourth quarter. But you know why? You know why I want this? Because every pickup game is Elam ending. Every game is to a certain score. It's a target score. If you've ever played basketball, it's a game to 21 or a game to 7, pickup to 11. Right. That's the way the game is. And it's only in competitive basketball in which we think it should be a 48-minute game or a time game. Bring it back. Elam ending isn't so crazy when you consider it's played all over the world.
He's right. Our good friend George Sedano claims his nickname is Fourth Quarter George because he hits those shots to end games. Tom Haberstroh, thanks for joining us, man.
You got it.
Tom, thank you again for your time. What a great dude. I mean, which of Tom's proposals do you think has the best chance of actually being implemented in the near future? End of quarter heaves only help shooting percentage, no more corner threes, ban charges, no fouling out, introduce an Elon ending.
Yeah, it's Elon Musk. The end of quarter heaves. I think that's the one that's got the easiest path. I think it's something that we can all agree, hey, we should want players to try these and not worry about their percentages. And as Tom points out, we already have a precedent of what's a shot that only counts when it goes in. The and one. If I get fouled attempting a shot, we don't count that as a field goal attempt. But if I get fouled attempting a shot and I make it, I get the and one free throw, but also I get the made field goal and the field goal attempt. So I think we can do that, and it'll encourage these late game heaves or late quarter heaves like we saw from Payton Pritchard in the finals.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Is there anything from FIBA, from the rules while watching the Olympics, that you might want brought over?
What I want or has a chance of getting brought over? None of these have a chance, I think. What I would want is, honestly, I think the shorter game is the one. A lot of people bristle at that, but I just look at it like, hey, we get to watch our favorite players play more. Yes, it takes some of the strategy out of like minutes and substitution patterns and all that, but we get to see our favorite players play more higher percentage of the game. So I'm with that. I don't like any of the other ones. I think the goaltending thing is kind of just goofy. I think jump balls, they do this in college. It's dumb. And I think we need to not have zone defenses, pure zones, because, our players are just too good. The defenses will suffocate.
America, too good. We had to change the rules. All right. I'm being told we have some hard-hitting questions coming up, so stick around after the break.
Welcome back to Oddball. I was waiting for the music to kick in right before I started talking. It's time to debut our latest installment of hard-hitting journalism. As you know, Charlotte, our show is called Oddball.
Famously.
And so it's our responsibility to determine who can be considered a true oddball.
Yep.
We curated a series of questions that are scientifically optimized to determine just that. So let's kick it off with a series. Let's kick off the series with a big name get during Summer League. Here we go.
Who could it be?
So Charlotte, while you were away, we actually came up with this questionnaire to determine who the biggest oddball there is.
Ooh.
We use AI. We use all types of algorithm scraping.
Math.
This is very, very advanced and very, very accurate.
Okay.
So I wanted to run it by you if I could.
I'm ready.
When you put on your shoes and socks, do you go sock, sock, shoe, shoe, or do you go sock, shoe, shoe?
Oh, what? Socks, then shoes.
Okay.
I'm not a total psycho.
What foot do you start with?
Always the left.
Always the left.
Yep. Wait.
This one.
Yeah, I think it's the left. I think it's the left. Yeah.
Okay. What was your most recent encounter with a ghost or alien?
Oh my God. There was a ghost in my grandmother's house. She died. They sold the house, but there was a staircase that went to nowhere, and that thing was haunted. So not that recent, like 5 years ago.
Okay, no, but
I hope the ghost is doing well. I think about it sometimes.
A lot of people, really?
Yeah. Well, did it stick around? Is it still in the house? Do the new owners have the same ghost? Does the ghost change depending on the owners? Because it doesn't
move too.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't get unhaunted.
Well, what was the ghost manifestation like? What?
Clanking noises in the middle of the night, like this pretty standard stuff, like a general feeling of uneasiness.
Very unoriginal ghost, like you hack.
Yeah, I know.
What a hack!
I was like, tell me a joke. I want a ghost that would tell me jokes.
What's the deal with it?
Yeah, hey, what's the deal with sliding through walls?
If you could only communicate using movie quotes, which movie would you choose?
Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Really?
Yeah, because I think the thing that I say most often is, our pets' heads are falling off.
You say that a lot.
Yeah, I say it a lot. Well, it's also true a lot of the time.
One of my favorite quotes from Dumb and Dumber is, pull over. Actually, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
Okay, that also, when he runs off the jetway, he's trying to chase someone in the plane is gone, and then he gets home, and Harry's like, how's your day? And Lloyd's like, oh, not bad. Fell off the jetway again. And then again, just as it's carrying a lot of weight.
Very, very well written. But what if they shot you in the face? What if they shot me in the face? That's a risk we were willing to take. One more.
Samsonite.
One more. No, one more. When he's walking out the bar and they got the framed front page of the newspaper, like, Neil Armstrong walks on the moon. Like, what? Like, you just learned it right then.
Also, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. It's the best quotable movie.
I think that might be the best answer you've gotten.
Thank you so much.
All right. If you had your own sitcom, the Charlotte Wilder Show, what would your catchphrase be?
Probably something like hot dogs again.
That's pretty good. Right. If you could have any song play every time you enter a room, what song would it be?
One of Bach's Brandenburg concertos. I just want everyone to feel like calm and smart.
Just keep all the silence in. Just let her soak in it. And finally, what are your thoughts on the French?
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah, finally. Everyone's been lying like, I love the French.
Yeah, it's like, do you? Have you ever met a French person where you've been like, oh my God, you're so lovely? I know they're out there, but... also, speaking of my grandmother who had the ghost in her house, she hated the French. She hated the French so much. She said they invented gray poop on mustard because they poop on everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's illegal to administer this questionnaire to
I'm
Charlotte.
making myself laugh.
It's like, yeah, of course. You know how like when they have like sweepstakes, like, hey, we're giving away 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But people who work for our company are not eligible.
Yeah.
Like this is the same thing going on right
now. Well, I'm one half of Oddball.
Charlotte Wilder, Master Oddball.
Thank you. Okay, you asked me, Amin. Yeah, it was me. No one saw that coming. I'm going to table the turns on you. Because you asked me, now I'm going to ask you the Oddball questionnaire. Number 1, do you put your socks then shoes on, or a sock and a shoe and a sock and a shoe?
Socks then shoes.
I don't know anyone who does the opposite.
Oh, did I give it away? I don't know.
All right, that's
bleep out
wild.
Bleep out the name. But yes, we did have someone who went sock shoe, sock shoe.
Okay, what was your most recent encounter with a ghost and or alien?
I don't believe in ghosts. I just think that if ghosts existed, then there would just be millions of ghosts all around us all the time. It would be very frustrating. An alien, a lot of people went with the obvious answer. I'm going to say, never encountered an alien. Oh no, last night I was driving. I saw like this thing crossing the street. It turned out to be a balloon in the middle of the night, but it looked like an alien, like a tiny alien crossing the street.
Also, for a while, it was a UFO, an unidentified flying object. So technically, for a little bit to you, that balloon was an alien.
That's true.
Okay, if you could only communicate using movie quotes, which movie would you choose? I love this for you, and I'm going to guess, is it Horrible Bosses 2?
Ding,
or
ding,
The Breakup?
Ding. No, it's Horrible Bosses. Oh, The Breakup's a good one, too. Yeah. Wait, is it The Breakup or Horrible? I can't decide. Both of them have a lot of great quotes in it. I love Horrible Bosses, too. The line where Sudeikis says, it's me, you, and him, not me, you, and him, and the NSA, right? Do you watch the news is another one from that one. Also from The Breakup, where he accuses her of being in her ivory tower, making moves. Either one of those is a good one, though. Cinepope, wherever you get podcasts.
There you go. What would your sitcom catchphrase be?
What did you have for dinner last night? The Bronzino! Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
What? Is that something I'm supposed to get? Or did you just, is that what it would be?
That was a line that I did after Noah Lyles.
The Bronzino. Oh, God.
I said, what do you have for dinner? You had the Bronzino. Yeah.
Okay. If you could have any song play every time you enter a room, what song would it be?
It would be Cameron, Down and Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
No. Oh no. You know what? I'd have J. Cole, Love Yours.
Okay.
Let me be positive for the people.
There we go. And lastly, what are your thoughts on the French?
Je t'en s'occupe, ouais, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Bien, ça va, ouais, ok, c'est impossible, oh, le curry, c'est le diable, oh.
baguette, cigarette, beret, Tour Eiffel, Champs-Élysées.
I can't believe our producers even let me ask you
one
that.
last one. Michael Jordan.
No, that's it for Oddball. Goodbye.